Hi, excuse me. So the name of this video is Mr. Right Now. I mean Mr. Right or Mr. Right Now. And and this came to me because it came about because a lot of people a lot of times are with Mr. Right Now and not with the person that God has created for them, which is Mr. Right. Mr. Right Now is like, oh, this is the person I'm gonna be with just to have somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or like they ain't no good, but you're gonna choose to be with them, try and make it work. And the person you're supposed to be with, you're supposed to be with, you can't be with because you are trying to hold on to the bad person. So it's a lot of people, and it also came about because of this little celebrity relationship that I'm currently seeing played out, where she's like, well, they broke it up, but she had kind of stayed with him, knowing that he didn't want to be married, didn't want kids. So it's like, right. So the whole time you are with Mr. Right Now, right now. Just like So a lot of times, a lot of women they'll sit there and they think they were Mr. Right, and really you were Mr. Wrong or Mr. Right Now. You playing all these games, stuff like you trying to make it work, and it's like, well, that the person God has for you. Mr. Right is the person that God has for you. And I'm sick and tired of seeing our women and our men with people that are not who they're supposed to be with because you're selling, because you're just like, because you got this thing where when you're single you feel lonely or you're desperate. So the first guy that comes along that says, "Oh, I'm going to be with him," and you don't realize that you're not even with Mr. Right. You think you with Mr. Right, really you're with Mr. Now. You with Mr. Right Now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't be desperate to where it calls you to settle. God has created someone specifically for you that specifically for you. He has created someone that is perfect for you. I won't say perfect, but that will fit with you, that'll work with you. And so a lot of times we're trying to be with somebody that God didn't pick for us, because each person is created for somebody. I was created for a particular man. There's a man that's created for me, and so we just have to wait for God to present that person to us. Because other than that, you see people that they've been married 3 or 4 times, divorced 3 or 4 times, because they're not with the person that God has created planned for them. You know what I'm saying? God has a design. There's a design that God has, and you need to stick with the design that God has made for you. You know what I'm saying? For this world, and it's a man with a woman with a man, a husband and wife, and so you just have to sit there, and make sure that, like, right now, I'm in a place where right now I'm single and I'm happy because I want Mr. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect him to be perfect because I'm not perfect, but I want Mr. Right. I'm not going to settle. I never really have. I never been type that where I would settle. Mr. Right is the person that God has for you. He's a man of God. He treats you with respect. He provides for you. He protects you. He does the best that he can to make you happy. And and overall, he's going to have flaws, but overall, he's the person God has for you. Mr. Right is the good man, the one that's going to have something going on, has goals, has a successful career, has a degree, or maybe doesn't have a degree, and he has his own. He can provide for himself, take care of himself, and he shows that. You know what I'm saying? Before he's able to show you that before he sits there and goes to listen with you, he's able to kind of establish. A lot of people, they don't sit there and have their own. He has his own place. He has a car. He has a job, and because of that, he's showing you that, hey, I can take care of you because I can take care of myself, Mister. Because if a person can't take care of himself, he's a Mister Right Now. Because I've been in that situation where the three relationships I've been for from 2011 from 2011 to 2018. That's 7 years. I've only been in 3 relationships because I don't do Mister Right Now. At the time, you think this person is the right person, or this is Mr. Right, he's the right person, and later you find that he's not. So I'm happy right now, because I don't settle. I'm thinking, okay, this is the person, that I'm supposed to be with, and then it's like I hurt pain because you're trying to force something. So basically, the question is, are you right now, for people who are in relationships, are you with Mr. Right or are you with Mr. Right now? And for people that are seeking someone, are you seeking Mr. Right or are you seeking Mr. Right now? Because a lot of times people, they'll say one thing, but their actions and behavior say something else. They'll sit and say, I want Mr. Right, but their actions and behavior and how they date and how and who they date says, you're looking for Mr. Right now. Your mouth is saying, I want Mr. Right, which we're not saying that you're not speaking the truth. It's just that I think you're so desperate that what you want you don't get. I want this, but I'm okay selling for this right now. So when you're out in the world, you're dating and stuff like that. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a husband? Are you looking for someone that's gonna take care of you and do his supposed to? Are you looking for Mr. Right, or are you looking for Mr. Right now? Someone that you could just have fun with, have a good time with, until you're ready to settle down. You know, that's kind of Mr. Right or Mrs. Right now, where it's like, hey, I'm going to sit there until I find Mr. Right. I'm just going to hang out, have fun with this person, and part or whatever. But it's kind of hard to find Mr. Right or the person God has for you when you partying with this one. So a lot of times you kind of have to be single and by yourself and kind of take care, get yourself together and straight first, and figure out who you are and figure out your identity. So that way, you know, when a person approaches, you know how you know what this is about to be. And a lot of times I'm just around the house and I'll be sitting there and somebody will say something or I'll see something or some cousin news and it motivates me to do these videos and say something. But and just from my own experience, like I think I have, because I know I had a lot of Mr. Right now, so I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking this is Mr. Right. So I don't really know what the signs are to kind of. I guess I would say if a guy just wants to hang out around your house when you come to that, or when you come to his house, that Mr. Right now, he's looking to hook up. Or be watching movies at the house. Yeah, it's a cheaper way, but I feel that when you meet someone and stuff like that, I feel a woman deserves to be taken out. They deserve to be courted. You know what I'm saying? They're women. They deserve to be treated with respect. Treat them good. Take them out. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the movies are expensive. Ain't nobody saying anything about popcorn. But when you first meet someone, take them out. Don't be cheap. You know what I'm saying? That bothers. Don't be cheap about a situation. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, that's the case, why even approach a woman to begin with if you ain't got no money? If you don't have like to take a woman out and then you want to be cheap about it and you making her feel uncomfortable, then be like, hey, I want to go out. I want to be taken out. You know what I'm saying? I like good things. I like to go to a nice movie. I like to go to a nice restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be expensive. I like a nice restaurant. I don't want to go to no bar. I want to go. You take me out. You're not gonna take me to a fast food restaurant. You know, I feel I'm deserving of that. I should be able to say that, well, without being accused or without appearing in your eyes that I'm a gold digger, and that's not okay. We deserve. I deserve good things. Any good woman, any great woman, any respectful woman deserve good things. She deserves to be treated to the best. You know, and so and you had the right to demand that. And I'm tired of men being so cheap and not doing the right thing. Because my thing is, when a man's really interested in you and he's the right person, he's Mr. Right, he's the one that got has to be, he ain't gonna be cheap. He's gonna pull out all the stops. I went out on a date 2 weekends ago. Not last weekend, but the weekend before, and he took me to Olive Garden, and that's pretty expensive. It's pretty, and he paid for my meal. He was like, all I take you out. So he was a nice guy. He was an older gentleman, nice guy. Took me out and paid for the meal, and we actually had a real nice, good conversation. He was really interested in me. And when we spoke, we had a conversation. We got to know one another and speak and talk and have a good conversation. And it was refreshing for me because I don't get that a lot. I get a lot of guys who might take me out, but they're not really interested. They're not really interested in the conversation. They don't ask questions. They don't spark up a conversation. And a lot of times, like after that first date, they'll maybe like, oh, let's go hang out somewhere. Now he did bring up like, well, I have a movie. He want to watch a movie, and so, and that kind of bothered me a little bit, and I have to be honest, like, okay, because to me, that's my sign of, like, okay, if you want to sit, but if you want me to go to your house, or you want to go to mine to watch a movie, you don't want to take me out, okay, you're Mr. Right now, because you're not willing to go out your way, you're not interested in me for me, and so, oh, you want to hook up with me, and so it's kind of true, because some guys do that, and it's about saying money, because some guys, when they do it, it's really like, It's not always because they want to hook up with you. Sometimes it's like, oh, they just want to chill out around the house, and it is the same way sometimes. But I feel like, to me, like when you take a woman out for the first time, to me I feel that's something you do when you know the person. To me, I feel that that's relationship behavior. Like when you are in a relationship with somebody, it's okay to sit there when you're in a relationship with somebody to hang out around the house. Okay, now we're in a relationship, we know each other, we're comfortable. I don't mind hanging at your house still when you hang out at mine because we are in a relationship now, and we're not just saying the first day or you say the first couple of days where we're just getting to know each other. Now we know each other. But when you first meet someone, you're gonna take them out, and you just get. It's like, don't hang at somebody's house. Don't be cheap like that. Take them out, get to know them. And to me, I feel that's relationship status. So or that happens when you like that's relationship behavior. To me, I feel like that's relationship behavior. So like, when you do that, to me, I feel that's something you hold off to. That's things you do with your man and your woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like, hey, let's have a date night at our house. It's like, we've been working and we need some quality time. Like that's how you spend quality time with the person that you kind of love and like and you're in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Because when you relationship with somebody, you don't have to go out all the time now. Now it's okay. Now that we're in a relationship, we don't have to go on dates anymore, like all the time. It's only every so often we go out on a date. Every once in a while we go on a date. Um, you know, And so you got a date because relationship, and once in a while you need those little date nights. But when relationship, you can be like, hey, you know what? That's how you spend quality time with another is watching movies at home or having to do that at home because you need your quality time with that person. But when you just first meet someone, y'all don't need quality time. Y'all need going out on dates to get to know one another. And so that's just how it came about because it was like I wanted people to realize like when you meet someone, is this Mister? Have you identified whether or not he's Mr. Right or Mr. Right now? And it's like I want, it's basically I'm seeking change in relationships. You know what I'm saying? There has to be change in relationships. You have to, like, be bold and stand up for yourself and be like, okay, what do I want? And don't be afraid. No matter what that person might say, no matter how that person might make you feel, whatever. Be honest and say, hey, um, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. I'm looking for this particular person. I'm looking for Mr. Right, not Mr. Right now. I'm looking for someone to marry, have kids with, and have a relationship with, and just have a. I want to be able to share my life with. Like when I experience something, go through something, I want to be able to have someone to share that with. If I receive good news, or if I have something joyous or something happening in my life, I want to be able to have that to share with someone, a good person, a positive person. So what you looking for, and that's why you need to date, cause so that way you know that person's looking for. So, cause if you take the time to date that person and ask questions, that's how you can kind of figure out, okay, if he's in Mr. Right, or Mr. Right now. If I was to go, so that when you're like, okay, if I choose to pursue something with him, I know, okay, he's a Mr. Right now. He's looking to have fun and have a good time and party, and that's what I'm looking for right now. If it's not, then that's a Mr. Right now. That's not Mr. Right. That's why dating is important. We gotta stop just rushing and stuff. I don't know why men want to rush. You got some women that want to rush. Why do you want to rush? Take your time to get to know that person and stop rushing things. And just take time to get to know the person because you'd be surprised at what you find out about a person in 6 months or in 8 months. Because some people can be fake and phony. Some people can't do it at all. Some people gonna do it for a certain amount of time before the real thing comes out. Take your time and get to know that person. And stop rushing things. And that's how a lot of times that's how you get hurt because you rush things. A lot in my relationships and through relationships that I was in, I was with someone that all the guys that also want to rush all the time. I'm thinking, why are you rushing? They want to rush stuff, and it's like, why are you rushing? So take time to get to know me because I always want to take my time to get to know the person. They want to rush, and it's like, why do you want to rush to get to know someone and then turn around you got feelings for the person, and you start discovering things about the person, and it makes it hard for you to be able to make a decision about it. Because now it's like, man, okay, I wish I had known this. Because now it's like, what do I do? I kind of like this person. I have feelings for him, and but I just know this ain't gonna work, and it's like it's gonna be like it's a hard decision to make. Because it's gonna be hard for me to come to him and end it, and it'll be out of the blue. A lot of my relationships right in the mind, they were out of the blue because they were not expecting. It just came. Like they wish it were going good, but I saw the bigger picture, and there was no consistency in my relationship. And I got tired of the back and forth and not having no consistency. That's very important in relationships to have consistency. So you have to the way to figure out is you have to date. You have to go in a couple of days and take your time. Talk to them on the phone. Don't move in with someone that you don't really know like that. You don't know how they're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Don't move in with someone until you really know them for who they are. Date them for about 6 to 8 months. Really, they date them for about a year and stuff. So because trust me, you'll find out about their qualities and how they are. Because when you date a person for a year, you know what I'm saying? When people are in relationships, sometimes they'll stay the night over. Like they'll go to the person's house and they'll bring like carry bag. You know what I'm saying? And they'll spend the night, sleep over. If you're the type of person that you are having sex and you're not mentioning that person, you know how to live with that person. Y'all can go back and forth. Y'all can go back and forth at each other's house. When you're spending the weekend with that person, you're kind of getting a glimpse of how that person is, and you're kind of getting a glimpse of what you will be in store for if you live with that person. If you go to his house for a weekend, he's at yours, they can kind of see, and they're also going to tell us how person you are. Are you a clean person or are you a messy person? So it kind of helps them determine. You know, and then they can kind of see how you are when it comes to living, when you're cooking, how you're eating, how you live on a daily basis. And so you kind of get an idea. So when you look at a person, it's not thrown, it's not a shock to you. But at the same time, you also discover things about a person because a person's house tells a lot about them. Like you go to the person, like if you're in that person's bathroom, it kind of tells you a lot about them because they have things in that medicine cabinets and just the things they have in their house, the pictures they have up on their wall. Like if you see, like if you look at the back of my video, you clearly see I have a cross in the back on my wall up there. So they kind of know, okay, I'm a Christian. I love the Lord, and also I'm a positive person. Like if you could see my living room, I have positive things throughout my house, in my living room, because I'm a positive person. I have positive quotes. You know what I'm saying? I have wax warmers around my house, and like the things they watch. Like if you sit there, if they have a Netflix, you kind of see, you can see on their Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Based on what they watch, the type of things they're into, the movies they watch, the TV shows, and things like that. So you learn a lot about a person by taking your time and just asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Like what are your hobbies? Do you like do you like movies? What type of movies do you like? You know what I'm saying? What genre of movies do you like? Do you watch? Do you like music? What type of music? What type of genre of music do you listen to? Who's your favorite artist? What type of you know what I'm saying? Well, what are your favorite artists? You know what I'm saying? Like what music you have in your house? There's so many things you could ask over a couple of months. Because something might happen when you go somewhere. Because a lot of times when you go out somewhere with someone, you discover something. Like you be out about somewhere, somebody react a certain way, and you discover that that person doesn't like that. Take your time, because then when you take time to get and date that person, you'll discover that I'm with this person, and so you kind of avoid getting your heart broken, and you're able to end the relationship before it gets in deep. You can nip it in the bud before it gets in deeper and stronger. It's stronger before feelings get stronger, so you kind of nip that stuff in the bud. Take your time and to also heal from a past relationship, so that way you're not having any resentment, or so that way you can get somebody the benefit of that and not assuming that they are a liar and that you can't trust that person. Because trust issues do arise when someone has broken your trust. It's hard to trust people. So that's why you want to give yourself time to heal over that situation, so that way you can get somebody the benefit of the doubt. That person has never lied to you. Give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that if you're jumping in one after you got out another. Because everybody doesn't lie. Everybody's not the same. All men ain't dogs. All women ain't hoes and sluts. Everybody ain't liars. Everybody has lied in their lifetime, but people grow and change. And so basically just, take time to know a person, because it can save a lot of heartache. You be about someone, somebody do something. Oh, okay. you discover that, oh, they might have a temper, or they might have anger issues. You know what I'm saying? Or you discover that, oh, they got a drinking problem or whatever. Always take your time. And as I said in my last post, I am praying for the relationships and marriages of people, because for change in relationships and marriages, how people do things. Because the world really needs to change. Because the world, there's so much going on in this world. We live in a backwards world, number one, and the world is over sex, and we really just have to change. We're not living according to God's will. And so there really has to be change. I just pray for change. And we just slow down and not rush and not be so quick to lay with people that we don't even know and having these babies. And now there's all sorts of drama. The man treating you wrong, hitting you, doing it in front of the kids telling all your business. Just you gotta be careful because you don't know. Because men, especially they're abusive, they're very good at kind of holding back and be able not to show that side of themselves for a while. They can pretend for a while until they get comfortable when they just hit you. And you know what I'm saying? And they beating up on you, and now you done had a child with this man, or you done sitting there later with this man, now he's been beating up on you, or he's mentally abusing you, he's talking to you in a verbal way, he's emotionally abusing you by trying to control your emotions and how you feel, which affects you mentally, and then he done beat up on you, then he might be aggressive with you when he's interacting with you in a sexual way. He might be aggressive with it. There's so many abuse, and then if he's drinking, that's substance abuse. A lot of people don't realize that they've experienced substance abuse in relationships. But just some things to think about. I'm praying um for change for relationships and marriages. I'm praying for change for the world. Just God bless everyone. Just I mean, just be more mindful and cautious, and just pray for it. And I ask that we all pray for everyone in their relationships, that they grow and become better, and people have the strength to stand up and fight for themselves, and just stand up and be honest. About what they want from the jump. Stop playing all these games. Uh, some of y'all too old for these playing these games. Even your 20s, you too old for that, because nobody's responsible to take care of you but you. So you can't be seeing him playing games. And sorry about that. So just it's time to grow up and man up and woman up. Because not just men, there are women out there that are being fast because they feel that's what they have to do because there's no communication. They're thinking that because you're not asking God. So asking God, what do you look for in the woman? What type of woman do you want? What you're looking for, so that you could be that woman. So that you could be the woman that you are. Like, who are you? Now if you are the type of woman that you like to lay around with a bunch of men, and I really know, okay, that's fine. But if you're not the type of woman, ask that man what he's looking for, so you could be you and not compromise who you are, and you could be yourself. And that's one thing about it. I'm not gonna compromise who I am to make you happy, because I want to ask of you. I would never want you to compromise who you are to make me happy, especially when it comes to your character as a man. Don't ask me to compromise who I am, knowing that you're asking me to change my character as a woman. Don't ask that of me. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't. And nobody should ask that of anyone. So God bless. I'm praying for men and women. I'm praying for relationships. I'm praying for marriages. Change has to come in this world. You know what I'm saying? In these relationships. And I pray that it does. And I declare change in the world. In the name of Jesus, I declare change in these marriages and relationships. I declare strength and courage for men and women to fight for what they believe in and to take the time to get to know one another. I just pray and I declare it that we just respect each other more often, respect one another. We are human beings and deserve to be respected. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless. Good night.